Welcome back to our second meeting. We're going to be continuing in our exploration of the meaning of Makom as the foundation of all Jewish meditation. And the truth is, all of our work as human beings, knowing that we have a place, connecting to the fact that we have been desired by our Creator who created us and gave us the space to become who we're meant to become. And so today I want to explore with you one of the most explicit descriptions in the Torah of the centrality of place. And that is in chapter 33 and 34 of Shmot, of Exodus. I want to invite you to read through those chapters and see what happened with the Jewish people when they lost the sense of their support by Hashem in the desert and ended up wandering into making idols in order to get a sense of their being preserved and protected by making an idol out of the most youthful and playful, frolicking calf out of gold. Yeah, that kind of attempt at forever young was actually a great failure for the Jewish people and brings Moshe into a situation where he needs to actually beg God for the re-establishment of the connection with us in a way in which he'll be back in love with us. So there's much to explore in those chapters, but if you'll notice, what Moshe does is he actually shifts God from being oriented towards the Jewish people and a relationship of judgment to orienting to the relationship with the Jewish people as being one of rachamim, of compassion, or more literally, really, rechem, rachamim, compassion, COM/passion, a passion which is joined, where both are participating in the passion. Yeah, rachamim is actually a plural of the word for the womb, rechem. And we can already begin to get a sense of our placement in having a makom from the very beginning when we're in the amniotic waters as an embryo with the and the mayim surrounding us as we form into the kav we spoke of last time. This is a very primal image. We already saw it at the beginning of creation, but the truth is it's something we each pass through as we were in the rechem, the womb, which then develops and opens up into the rachamim, which Moshe Rabbeinu calls upon Hashem to recreate the relationship with us built around that, rachamim, rather than the din and the judgment which precedes the sin of the golden calf and the way God at the beginning seeks to deal with that. Another very powerful thing which Moshe does, which is something important for us, and I'll explain why this is so elemental to the work we're doing, is that Moshe speaks to God saying to him, you know, up until now you've said that in a moment I'll come and the people will just be wiped out. And therefore I need to send an angel instead of my being present with them. And Moshe answers Hashem by saying to him, no, we're not interested in this angel. We want a direct relationship with you. After all, Moshe says, after all, I have found chen in your eyes. Chen, that word actually means a kind of pleasant attractiveness that I know that I have in your eyes. Yeah. Now get this. That word chen is actually specifically related to being in place because it's related to the word in Hebrew chanaya. Chanaya, to be parked in place. Nowadays in Hebrew we talk about chanaya as the place where you park, but in the Chumash it's like a machane, a place where we park, where we're joined together, where we're held. A machane is an encampment or a camp, which means that we're bound together at a particular place. Okay, let's go back to Moshe and Hashem. So he says, I have found chen in your eyes, and I want to have even more chen. And that will be by your opening up to showing me your ways. Showing me your ways. Hodieni nadrachecha. Make me aware. Help me know your pathways. So then a most extraordinary thing happens. And now we're getting more down to the particular work we'll be doing, but I really want that background for us to be able to know that about Hashem, that Moshe brought Hashem into a relationship with us of chen, in which he simply appreciates us and we're beloved in his eyes. Yeah, because anything that Moshe Rabbeinu asks for, he's really asking for the entire people and ultimately for the entire planet. So that's Moshe Rabbeinu talking about chen. And Moshe Rabbeinu is bringing HaKadosh Baruch Hu into a relationship with us, which relates to us as having a place, a chanaya, a machaneh, a place which engenders that chen by us being able to hold that placement and recognition that we have a place, that we're really being held by God, and held by God in a positive way, okay? So that kind of background helps us to recognize, again, what I pointed out, that Moshe is actually creating a setting in which God will be now in relationship with us through rachamim, which I explained before is the wombness, right? Like the womb, the first place that we were in as we developed and our soul was brought into the world, into embodiment, right? The first thing you need to have is that place which is inside your mother's womb, surrounded by the mayim and developing into a kav, okay, right? With the makom. Yeah, this is a lot of words, I know. But we'll be reviewing these things, but just kind of, I'm really sort of attempting to give you the background which will enhance the experience of what it is that we're going to be working on together. Okay, so now let's take another step forward into that teaching, into that chapter in the Chumash. An amazing thing happens. Again, Moshe asks God, so he says, show me your ways, right? Show me your ways. Hodieni nadrachecha. What a beautiful request. I want to know your ways. Now I want you to understand something very, very beautiful and deep. In the Torah's teachings, whenever someone is on a way, a pathway, so what we're getting access to is a process which we're going to be going through together. I'm not asking to know who you are in a static sense. I'm asking to come in contact with you in a process sense, in the sense of movement, of development, of growth. In fact, Moshe Rabbeinu asks God there, he says, I'm asking you, Hashem, to walk with us, right? To move with us as we grow. Don't be set on seeing us just in a snapshot. Look at us as a work in progress, opening up, moving, growing, developing. And I want to know about your developing, Hashem, okay? I want to know about your pathways that you pass through in your relationship with us. Okay. So yeah, we'll explore these things more in the future, but right now just hold that. This shift that Moshe, our great master, is teaching in a ways, kiviyachol, teaching God, right, as if so to speak, right? Moshe, who I now want to remind you, was himself pulled out of the waters, right? That's literally what his name is. That's the way Bitya, the daughter of Paro, describes why she called him Moshe. He's drawn out of the waters. He's this line which is aware of the waters from which he has come and is nevertheless able to stand there. Okay, so just want to point that out about Moshe. Now, as we move through these verses, so then Moshe says, Hodieni nadrachecha, please show me your ways. And God says to him a most amazing thing. He says to him, okay, Hine makom iti. Listen, Moshe, there is a place with me. There's a place with me. Beautiful. Wow. A place with me. A place with me. The rabbis look at that, Chazal look at that, and they say, a place with me. What does that mean? And they answer, all place is with me. All place, all makom comes from me. More deeply, I am makom. I am the place for you. Hine makom iti. There's always a place with me. Okay. This will become for us a hityachadut, a power of joining this verse, right? A hityachadut is a set of words or letters, shemot, which we'll be working less with in our work, but words and letters and primarily statements. We'll be repeating them sometimes. And that repetition is called in our teachings a hityachadut, where we become unified with it. Hine makom iti. We'll be doing that work in a moment of the Hine makom iti, but right now I just want to finish the story. Hashem then puts Moshe into Samticha b'nikrat hatzur. Hashem then puts Moshe into this crevice in the rock. V'sakoti et kapi, he says, and I'm going to put my palm over you, my kaf over you, my hand over you. Wow. Like, just feel that right now. I want you to put your own hand over your head right now, just as we move into a more meditative kind of access to this. Just feel what that feels like right now. I have a hand over my head. Oh, there's like an energy there. Good. Feel that. I want you to sense also, just like, you're protected. On all your sides, you're protected. Okay, so, yeah. As we move now into the practice we're going to be accessing today, we're going to do that first by saying this verse, Hine makom iti, and then I'm going to sing the verse, Hine makom iti, and I'm going to attach to this a more full and filled out version of singing that Hine makom iti. I want us to begin to walk with that verse. And here's the beautiful thing, and we'll explore this more next time. By virtue of Hashem putting Moshe Rabbeinu into a place, he then actually reveals himself as Hashem, Hashem, El Rachum V'Chanun. I'm the God of Rechem, of Rachum, of compassion, and I'm the God of Chanun, of Chen. Almost as if to say, if you find that place and be in that place with me, that's how you'll discover me to be the God of compassion. If you're able to experience yourself being held in this world as if you're in the womb of creation, then you will discover me as being that womb that holds you. And if you have that chanaya, that resting in place, that encampment, then you will discover me as an El Chanun, as being the one who is Chanun in the Chen, which I bring you. So this has been an exploration of the wisdom of a particular aspect of what we're exploring. Now we want to be able to bring this into our hearts, to bring it into our being, to actually be transformed by it. And that's something which happens by virtue of hitbonenut ruchanit, of this meditative process and practices that I'm going to be teaching. And so if you'd like to join me for that, so press the link which is down in the description of this video, or is appearing now on the screen. Just press on that and you'll be able to move right over to where we'll be practicing the meditative work. I'll see you there.